Bit Digital just dropped their Q3 earnings with 146 million in net income, but the stock dipped. Is this the ultimate dip or a trap? In the next 20 minutes, I'm analyzing BTBT based on 6 factors, starting from their business model to their leadership, and giving you my conclusive rating with a 2026 price target. If Ethereum explodes, this could hit $15. Stick around, one rating is going to shock you. Give this video a like if you are watching BTBT after Q3 earnings. What's up everyone, I'm Shubham, and in this video series, I'm doing in-depth analysis on stocks until we find a stock that can give us 100x returns. Bit Digital, goes by symbol BTBT, recently posted their Q3 earnings. Their revenue is up 33% to $30.5 million and an insane profit of $146 million from Ethereum gains. Yet the stock dipped. Is this the time to enter? Before we dive in, this is not a financial advice. I'm sharing my analysis for educational purposes only. Markets are risky and you need to do your own research. Now let's break it down with my 6-factor framework, rating each on a scale of 1 to 10 and giving you a final score. Factor 1, company's business model. Bit Digital was founded in 2015 as Golden Bull Limited, focused on peer-to-peer car rental in China, but fully pivoted to digital assets in 2020, changing its name to Digital. The company now operates as a digital asset platform with a clear focus on Ethereum native treasury and staking, while moving away from Bitcoin mining and having spun off its high-performance computing business. It has 4 main revenue streams. Number 1 is through Ethereum staking and treasury, which is core of the business with growing focus. Company stakes Ethereum on the Ethereum network to earn rewards. In July 2025, it resumed liquid staking via Liquid Collective Protocol. The revenue is a combination of block rewards and transaction fees. Their treasury strategy is converting BTC to Ethereum over time for long-term appreciation and yield. Second stream of revenue is from Bitcoin mining, which is in a strategic wind down. BTBT operates Bitcoin mines in the US, Iceland, and Canada. They announced in June 2025 that they are exploring sales or shutdown of all mining operations. Proceeds will be redeployed into ETH. Third revenue stream is HPC cloud and co-location services, which is spun off but majority owned. They rent GPU servers for generative AI workloads, primarily NVIDIA GPUs in Iceland, leases data center space, power, and cooling via Innovum, which they acquired in October 2024. On August 8, 2025, the HPC business was contributed to WhiteFiber, which completed its IPO. Bit Digital now owns 70.7% of WhiteFiber. Revenue still consolidates, but the segment is reported separately. Fourth and final revenue stream is equipment leasing. Leases own servers and storage equipments to third parties. Now let's look at some of the major business decisions the company has made throughout its lifetime. In 2020, it started as a China-focused car rental platform, later pivoted entirely to Bitcoin mining, rebranding to Bit Digital. Got listed on NASDAQ via reverse merger. In 2021 to 22, they scaled mining fleet, launching Ethereum staking, both native and liquid. In 23, they entered into AI HPC cloud services, first GPU lease in Iceland. In October 2024, they acquired Innovum data centers for $46 million to expand co-location, bought real estate in Montreal and North Carolina for future HPC sites. In June 2025, announced strategic shift to become a pure Ethereum staking and treasury company, initiated sailed wind down of Bitcoin mining. In August 2025, completed spin-off of HPC business into WhiteFiber. With IPO, they raised 194 million gross for WhiteFiber. BTBT retained 70.7% ownership. This evolution reflects a deliberate move away from the energy-intensive Bitcoin mining towards capital-light, high-yield Ethereum strategies, and a majority-owned, separately listed AI infrastructure business, which is WhiteFiber. In short, Bit Digital is no longer just a Bitcoin miner. It is transitioning into an Ethereum treasury company while retaining upside in the fast-growing AI infrastructure market through its majority stake in WhiteFiber. This dual structure gives investors exposure to Ethereum yield, appreciation, and the AI boom. Let me know in comments whether you like their business model or not. I'm going to give their business model an 8 out of 10 because of their Ethereum pivot and starting AI HPC business. Moving on to factor number 2, financial performance. It does not matter how good a company's business model is if the numbers are not there to back it up. Q3 filings are fresh off the press. Revenue is $30.5 million, up 33% year over year from $22.8 million, beating estimates. Net income, a whopping $146.7 million, fueled by Ethereum gains. The revenue has been growing gradually year over year from $32.3 million in 2022 to $104 million in the first 9 months of 2025. Looking at their balance sheet, we can see that their total assets, which is a total of current and non-current assets, have more than doubled from $538 million in last year Q4 to $1.13 billion in Q3 of this year. This is mostly because of equity raises and Ethereum appreciation. Their liabilities have only increased 17% in the same time period. Their current liabilities have been on a decline, which signals strong payoff ability, and the increasing non-current liabilities make sense as they are in the growth phase with their HPC business. The difference in assets and liabilities leaves shareholders with an equity of around $1 billion. Their increasing current ratio signals insanely strong liquidity, and their debt to equity ratio indicates minimal leverage beneficial in crypto volatility. Now let's look at their income statement. Their revenue from mining has decreased significantly year over year because of their pivot, and there has been steady growth in their revenue from cloud services and co-location services because of the same pivot. Their staking revenue exploded in 2025 Q3 because of Ethereum rally. Their overall revenue so far this year is almost the same as that of the last year. The pivot had a similar effect on their operating expenses. The mining costs went down year over year, and cost of cloud and co-location services went up year over year. Their operating expenses are all over the spectrum because of it being dependent on Ethereum volatility. The effect of Ethereum volatility is the same on net income. That's why they were able to show a record-breaking income of $146.7 million in Q3. As they are continuously buying Ethereum and growing their HPC business, they will be in increasing need of capital, and to raise capital, they will have to dilute shares. This can be seen in their growing outstanding shares. Their cash flow stats tell the same story of them being investing heavily back into the company by buying more and more Ethereum and investing into the HPC business. This will only be sustainable without further dilution if their revenue from HPC business grows significantly in near future. I'm going to give their financial performance a 6.5 over 10 because they are in growth phase and will be needing a significant amount of capital, which will possibly result in further dilution unless their HPC revenue magically skyrockets. Moving on to factor number 3, competition and external factors. In this section, we will be analyzing factors which are outside a company's control but can highly influence a stock's behavior. We are going to see who BTBT is competing with and which external factors can influence its present and future. Who's BTBT battling and what's the big picture? Competition-wise, Ethereum staking rivals like Coinbase and Lido dominate custody. BTBT's edge is a combination of public Ethereum treasury and AI HPC. The good thing about being in crypto treasury business is that you can always buy more if you have the cash, so competition doesn't really matter. The real risk is the high competition on the AI HPC side. There are a lot of mining companies that have now moved over to HPC business, so BTBT will have to keep an eye out for that. Apart from competition, there are also external factors which can influence a stock's behavior. Here, we will look at PESL framework to see if there are any concerns for BTBT. Current political landscape in the US is in favor of crypto. They have positioned themselves well geographically, so hardware shortages caused by political policies are not going to affect them. Rising debt fears are all over, but the Fed is trying hard and is probably going to cut rates in December. There have been indications of Fed starting QE in near future, which is going to pump the markets like it happened during COVID era. DeFi adoption is rising and becoming mainstream slowly. We are in the AI boom, and BTBT's recent decision to move to AI HPC business could prove to be highly profitable in future. Currently, there are no legal roadblocks for the company. The concern for the environment is growing, and BTBT's recent pivot away from energy-hungry mining business could be beneficial. But they have moved to HPC, which is also energy-hungry. So I think this is going to be a hurdle for all companies in the HPC business until we find a better solution to our ever-growing energy demands. I'm going to give them a rating of 7 out of 10, even though they have positioned themselves well. The HPC competition is fierce. Comment down below if you think macro favors crypto in 2026. Next up is factor number 4, technical analysis. Technical analysis should not be a major deciding factor when we are investing long term, but we can definitely optimize our entries by looking at the price action. The key is to not overcomplicate it. So let's look at the chart and see what story does the price action tells us. Current price is $2.2, down 10% post earnings as of November 18th. The 52-week range is approximately between $1.75 to $5.5. The current price is below 50 and 200-day moving averages, which signals a downtrend. I really like the fact that this has been consolidating between a price range of $2 and $5 for over 2 years now. Volume has almost tripled from June onwards, which signals a high interest in the company post Ethereum pivot. This behavior adds to my optimism for this stock. After third quarter's solid earnings, the stock has dipped 10%, mostly because of the AI bubble panic that exists in the market currently. It's always a good idea to buy when there is blood in the water. That's what separates us from rest of the crowd, which is extremely important if we want to make money in the stock market. I am going to conclude my technical analysis by giving it a rating of 8 out of 10. It is oversold with huge upside, but has volatility concerns. Moving on to factor number 5, psychological analysis, or the human factor. And this one is not that important if you are a long-term investor, but I think we can optimize the entries like we do with technical analysis. Why do you think BTBT dipped after beating expectations in Q3? You guessed it, it's the human factor in action. There is a lot of fear in the market currently. A lot of renowned investors are selling their stakes or shorting stocks. The US economic numbers are not looking good because of increased tariffs and ever-growing US debt that has reached $38 trillion. There are speculations of an AI bubble as well. The crypto and the stock market fear and greed index are showing extreme fear right now. Money has been moving to fixed money markets at record numbers, and people are trying to get out of their positions and going short. If the sentiment flips, this could also result in a short squeeze. The only thing I see flipping the sentiment is the Fed's decision in December. If they decrease the rate and go into QE, which they indicated in their previous meetings, the markets could flip. Most of the printed money is going to end up in the markets, as we have seen during COVID. The current sentiment in the market is bearish, and the case is same for this stock. This can keep going lower until we have more clarity about the market conditions. I'm going to give this a rating of 7.5 over 10 because fear creates panic and panicked people oversell. And that's exactly what we are looking for, oversold and undervalued stocks. Share this video with a friend who is panicking because of current market conditions. Now, the final factor, leadership. This, for me, is the most important factor when deciding whether to invest in a company or not. So, who's really driving this company forward? Let's zoom into the management team because great leaders can turn pivots into profits. Starting with the CEO, Samir Thawer, who took the helm in March 2023. His past experience is gold for a crypto company. He was a managing director at Guggenheim Partners, where he helped build over $1 billion in digital asset funds. Before that, he served as Chief Strategy Officer at Bitfinex, one of the world's largest crypto exchanges, navigating regulatory challenges and scaling operations. Mr. Thawer also has a law background from Oxford and Columbia, giving him an edge in compliance-heavy industries like blockchain. He led the 2025 pivot from Bitcoin mining to Ethereum staking, a bold but genius move that slashed mining revenue but exploded staking revenue to 2.9 million in Q3, up 542% year over year. This could future-proof BTBT by tying revenue to Ethereum yields instead of relying on continuously decreasing mining revenue. But it risks over-reliance on one single asset, which is Ethereum. Next up is CFO and Director Erk Wang, who's been with the company since October 2019. Wang's background includes financial roles in tech and fintech firms with expertise in M&A and capital markets. From his time at firms like Deloitte and early crypto venture, he's overseen multiple equity raises, including the $150 million convertible financing in mid-2025 to bulk up Ethereum holdings to 153,000 tokens, a decision that directly fueled Q3's 168 million digital asset gains. This aggressive accumulation positions BTBT as a major Ethereum proxy. Now let's talk about the CTO, Tom Sanfilippo, who joined in September 2024 as part of the HPC business expansion. Mr. Sanfilippo brings decades of experience in systems programming and software development, having previously served as CTO at Paperspace, a pioneer in GPU as a service that revolutionized cloud computing for AI workloads. He attended Ohio State University and has a track record in scaling tech infrastructure for high-demand application. His major work so far is leading the technical side of BTBT's AI pivot, including building HPC services that can generate new revenue streams beyond crypto. This move diversifies BTBT into AI, potentially reducing reliance on volatile ETH prices, but it requires flawless execution. Their head of investor relations, Cameron Schneier, joined in February 2022 with a background in finance and investment relations. He reports directly to the CEO and has boosted transparency through tools like Net Asset Value Calculator. His role in communicating the AI compute push, including HPC investments, could attract tech investors, but execution risks remain if AI revenue doesn't materialize soon. I give their leadership an 8.5 out of 10, experienced team with proven crypto track record and game-changing decision-making like the Ethereum pivot and financing, but dilution risks hold it back slightly. Overall, it has a leadership that's executing well for the future. What's your take on BTBT's Ethereum pivot? Is it genius or risky? Comment below. Considering all the things that we have discussed so far, I give this an overall rating of 7.5. This is a volatile stock and can go lower in the short term, but it's undervalued right now. I predict it reaches $8 to $10 in 2026 and might go to $15 to $20 in a few years, given that there is a crypto bull run and their HPC business picks up steam. This is a high-risk, high-reward stock for aggressive investors. If someone is stability focused and dislikes crypto, I recommend they stay away from this one. Before I wrap things up, let me make it clear, just because I predict it to 5x in 2026 and then go higher in a few years doesn't mean that it will. For that to happen, their HPC business needs to keep increasing and their management should keep on making the right decisions. What we need to do as investors is to keep watching the company's dynamic and alter our decision accordingly. Let me know in the comments whether you're buying, holding, or staying away from Bit Digital. Thanks for watching. I will see you again in the next video. Let me know if you want me to analyze any specific stock. Until then, take care and invest wisely.